Hey IO, how's it going? There is so much to get into in this video. Today we're going to talk about Selena Gomez denying dating rumors, the new details that have been released about Marie Presley's funeral, and why everyone hates the new animated series Velma. First off, Selena Gomez and Drew Taggart may be hanging out together, but it seems like she isn't looking for anything serious at the moment. She appeared to respond to the rumors that the two of them are dating by posting a black and white picture on her Instagram story with the caption, "I like being alone too much." She also added the hashtag "I am single" at the bottom, so she made it pretty clear that she hasn't jumped into a relationship again, despite what fans may think. If you don't know, Selena was recently linked to Drew Taggart from the Chainsmokers. An inside source told Us Weekly that the new couple are very casual and low-key, and they aren't trying to hide their romance by sneaking around at members-only clubs. Apparently they spent a lot of time together going bowling or to the movies, but now it seems like they are just hanging out together as friends. Interestingly enough, Drew was actually dating Steve Jobs' youngest daughter, Eve Jobs. Their relationship was said to have started as a casual summer fling, but they ended up growing closer over time, although their romance eventually fizzled out before Drew was spotted with Selena. He was also linked to Meredith Mickelson, Haley Rowe, and he was in a relationship with Chantel Jeffries for 1 year back in 2021. Now, when it comes to her love life, Selena famously dated Justin Bieber on and off from 2011 through to 2018, and she was also involved in a 10-month-long romance with The Weeknd from January through to October of 2017. She's also been linked to Zedd, One Direction's Niall Horan, and Charlie Puth, but she has not dated anyone publicly in nearly 5 years, which is probably why fans were excited for the possibility of her dating again. Although to be fair, the singer has spoken out many times about how she's been comfortable on her own for quite a while, and she said that she was fine without a man in her life. She told New Magazine in 2020, "I am single and I'm totally cool with that. There are a lot of positives to being single, and it's about enjoying them when you're in that stage of life." In May last year, she opened up about her relationship status while she was hosting SNL. She said, "One reason I've been very happy to host is because I'm single, and I've heard SNL is a great place to find romance." Fans also remembered another moment in January of 2020, where she shared that she's been single for over 2 years and is perfectly happy enjoying her life. She told WSJ Magazine, "I love going to my room at the end of the day, just me and my dog. I got the full granny panties situation, stretched out in my bed. I've been single for over 2 years now and I'm okay with that." Then on her 30th birthday last year, she threw a massive party for herself and told Rolling Stone, "I thought I would be married by now, so I threw myself a wedding," which makes perfect sense. In September, beauty YouTuber Nikki Tutorials hosted a virtual interview with Selena in order to promote her new makeup line Rare Beauty. It was then that she spoke about the value that she found in being single and the meaning behind her song Boyfriend. Some fans were confused by the lyrics, which seemed to imply that she really wanted to be in a relationship. She sang the words, "I want a boyfriend, tell me are there any good ones left? I keep finding the wrong ones, but I want love again and again." From the outside, it's easy to see why people assume that she was lonely when she released the song, but apparently that wasn't exactly what she was trying to convey. Selena said, "It's just funny because I release things that say I want a boyfriend, but when people mention that, I'm like, no, I didn't really mean it though. Guys are a lot of work." In discussing the meaning behind the track, she said, "It's about falling down and getting back up time and time again in love, but also knowing that you don't need anyone other than yourself to be happy." For Selena, this realization has clearly allowed her to become more comfortable with herself and her journey as a single woman. Next up, details of Marie Presley's funeral have been released. The late singer has been buried in Graceland next to her son Benjamin Keogh, ahead of her public memorial service. Her father, Elvis Presley, and his parents, Vernon and Gladys, are also buried at that Tennessee location. Her eldest daughter, Riley Keough, has now broken her silence after her mother's passing at the age of 54. The actress posted a throwback photo from her childhood and simply added a red heart emoji in the caption on her Instagram upload. Last week, on the 12th of January, Marie Presley was rushed to the hospital for a possible cardiac arrest. When paramedics arrived, they began CPR, and when they noticed that she was showing some signs of life, she was quickly taken to a local hospital for immediate medical care. Her death was then confirmed by her mother just a few hours after she was rushed to hospital. She said, "It is with a heavy heart that I must share the devastating news that my beautiful daughter Lisa Marie has left us. She was the most passionate, strong, and loving woman I have ever known. Austin Butler, the star of the latest Elvis biopic, looked somber while attending the 2023 Critics' Choice Awards, just 3 days after her untimely death. The actor portrayed Lisa Marie's late father, Elvis Presley, in the 2022 Baz Luhrmann film Elvis. Austin released a statement saying that he was heartbroken over her sudden death. He said, "My heart is completely shattered for Riley, Finley, Harper, and Priscilla at the tragic and unexpected loss of Lisa Marie. I am eternally grateful for the time I was lucky enough to be near her bright light and will forever cherish the quiet moments that we shared. Her warmth, her love, and her authenticity will always be remembered." During his acceptance speech, Austin thanked her and her mother Priscilla for being by his side throughout his Elvis journey, which brought both women to tears. He said, "I want to thank our incredible producers and Warner Brothers and the Presley family. Thank you for opening up your hearts, your memories, your home to me. Lisa Marie, Priscilla, I love you forever." 31-year-old actor formed a strong connection with both of them ever since the production started on the biopic. For her part, Lisa Marie also had good things to say about Austin and his betrayal of her father. Recently, Tom Hanks and his wife Rita Wilson each wrote their own tribute to Lisa Marie. Tom said, "We are heartbroken over the loss of Lisa Marie Presley, absolutely broken." To give you some context, Tom played Colonel Tom Parker, Elvis's former manager in the 2022 biopic. Rita went into a bit more depth and added, "Tom and I spent some time with the family during the Elvis movie promotional tour. Lisa Marie was so honest and direct, vulnerable, in a state of anticipation about the movie. She spoke so eloquently about her father, what the movie meant to her, that it was a celebration of her dad." She went on to say that Lisa Marie had her gorgeous daughters Finley and Harper with her, who made everyone laugh. She also opened up her home to them at Graceland and made them both feel welcome. Quote, "She was so gracious to us, Austin, Baz, and guests. If you haven't heard her music, please go and listen. She has a sultry voice, a power and tenderness that I have always loved." Tom and Rita also sent condolences to Lisa Marie's family and said, "A mother should never have to lose a child. Lisa Marie lost her precious son Benjamin. Priscilla loses her only daughter. It's too much." Nicolas Cage, Lisa Marie's ex-husband, then put out his own tribute to honor her life. In a statement to The Hollywood Reporter, he said, "She had the greatest laugh of anyone I've ever met. She lit up every room and I am heartbroken. I find some solace in believing that she is reunited with her son Benjamin." So as tragic as her passing was, it's good to see that Lisa Marie has been laid to rest amongst her family members ahead of her public memorial service. And lastly, we need to talk about why everyone is hating on Mindy Kaling's version of Velma. HBO Max's new animated series has drawn tons of criticism since the release of the first 2 episodes. To give you some idea, the show currently holds a 6% audience score on Rotten Tomatoes, and it has been called the most hated series on TV. The show has been labeled as a relatively mean-spirited reimagining of the Scooby-Doo gang that largely strays from the original characters that were so beloved by fans. A lot of changes were made to the characters for no apparent reason, with one of the more perplexing decisions being to remove Scooby-Doo altogether. The major disappointment from the fans comes from the fact that the creators did not stick to the precedents of the source material when adapting the series. One user on TikTok named Nicole Brennan made a viral video that sums up the flaws in the script. She said, "Velma, Daphne, Shaggy, and Fred just don't feel anything like their original characters. This is just Mindy Kaling playing the same character she always plays. There is not a crumb left of the original character's distinct personalities in Velma. There are just stereotypes on top of stereotypes." Another major point of criticism is clearly shaping up to be the quality of comedy writing. For the most part, many people don't seem to like the fact that the show tries to be too self-aware and constantly refers to tropes in other TV shows and movies as an attempt at humor. This idea of breaking the fourth wall between the characters and the audience can be very effective when it's done correctly, but in Velma it seems to be a joke that has come up way too often and doesn't work very well. The show is overtly trying to be so edgy that it goes from punchline to punchline with no build-up or payoff, and it ends up sounding like the jokes are written without the actual flow of the script in mind. But there was one joke in particular that really rubbed viewers the wrong way. In the second episode of the series, Velma makes a truly bizarre comment to Daphne. She said, "I spit the truth truth without a filter, like every comedian before #MeToo. That line received an immense amount of backlash, and many people felt that it was not only insensitive, but also designed almost entirely for shock value. Then there's the joke made by Velma's dad where he says that they won't hire him to even defend a gymnastics coach, referring to the infamous Larry Nassar scandal. Some people might see it as dark humor and find it funny, but a lot of people simply thought it was tasteless. Apart from the jokes falling flat, there just isn't much in the writing that reminds you of anything related to Scooby-Doo. So far, there's no real hijinks, funny jokes, or even just finding the bad guy at the end of the episode. And that's not even getting into the nudity. So much of the criticism against the show comes from its wildly inappropriate depictions of such young cast members. It's true that in Mindy Kaling's version of Velma, the characters are supposed to get into more adult situations, and their storylines will also be altered to fit into that category. However, the trouble really comes in when you consider what age the characters are supposed to be. Many viewers made it clear that they were uncomfortable with the sexual nature of the animated series, starring a cast of high school age characters. One user tweeted, "No shade against Velma, but I can't be the only person a bit weirded out at the adult animated comedies taking place in high school starring characters that are like 15. Another user wrote, "I wish more people understood that you can make something for adults without shoehorning gore and nudity into it." Not to mention the fact that every single person in the gang, Velma, Daphne, Fred, and Norville, all seem to be attracted to each other. At the end of the second episode, Velma and Daphne end up kissing, and it's likely that they will get into a relationship, which is a perfectly good storyline considering that it sticks to the source material of Velma being a queer character. But Velma also has two other possible love interests in Fred and Norville. So that's where it gets a little confusing. Overall, everyone is unanimously saying that the people behind Velma seem like they have never watched an actual episode of Scooby-Doo. But to be fair, you should really watch the series yourself and make up your own mind about it. Now that's all the stories that we have for today. Please let me know what you think in the comments below, and I'll catch you in the next video.